Hi there guys, it's Joel here from Aussie Chart Trends. Today's market update is for Thursday the 18th of October 2012. Today we're going to be checking out the smp500 and we're going to take a look at the asx200. But before we do that, I've just got to remind everyone that aussiecharttrends.com.au and this video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as any form of investment advice. I'm not a licensed professional. You need to make your own decisions regarding your investments. I'm just here to help anyone searching for a practical direction in today's markets. So looking now on the hourly chart of the S&P 500, for some time now we've been looking at this potential triple top formation. Now you'll know about 2 days ago I drew this new yellow neckline that is sloping down on the chart. Because I have drawn this new neckline, I do want to keep the bullish scenario open. Now the bullish scenario would be a clear break above this red line to the upside would indicate further strength ahead. Now where would we expect the S&P 500 to go if we came up and just sliced through this red line here and we closed say 1% above this area? Well, the same pattern would apply and we would then expect a clear break up to the 1500 area. Now I would say if the market did break out to this area, we would most likely get another tag up on this upper blue trend line. If however the pattern that we have been looking at is a triple top formation that is going to break to the downside, well, we then can expect that this measurement, by measuring the first reactive move down again and adding it on to wherever this yellow line down here breaks, that we would have a move down into around that high 1380 area. So it's just something to keep in mind. Who really knows what the markets will do? But we should find out in the next week or so whether we're going to find strong resistance on this red line here around that 1470 area. And if the markets start to come back down, well, we will most likely see a tag on this red line. And I would say that then would probably come down and head down lower, as selling pressure should probably take over. So this is a fairly interesting and very complex pattern that we've been looking at, and it's not a very easy market to read right now. I'm trying my best to try and get a handle on what this market is actually trying to tell us, but for now 1470 area is resistance, and that should put up a fight. If we get over that area, just be open to the fact that we may have a break to the upside. Because it is election year also, we do have to keep in mind that there may be an election rally that does happen. So with that information in mind, let's take a look at the asx200. In the last video update that I did, I was talking about this pattern here being a potential triangle formation, where the market comes up and forms a triangle pattern, but then we either get a break to the upside or a breakdown to the downside. And if I add the depth of this pattern onto where the market broke out, well, we can see that the asx200 has met that target and we found resistance around this blue line. Now this blue line is the top line to our rising wedge pattern that we had. And also we almost had a tag up on this red line. Now this red line goes all the way back to the support area that we had there in early August. So it's quite amazing that the asx200 is now up at this area. And guys, if we have a look on the daily chart, just to put things in perspective, we are now well and truly over our resistance area going back to 2008. Now this line down here was our area of resistance going back to 2007. And as you can see, the asx200 clearly got over this 2007 area, come back down for a back test. We held. Now we've rallied on up, sliced straight through our 2008 highs that we had, and now we've run into resistance up on this blue area. If we look on a chart going back to August of 2011, we had this triangle consolidation pattern that broke down, but as you can see, if I extend this blue line out, which I haven't moved, today we came very close and we tagged on that area. So now guys, I'd say that the asx200 may put up a fight. If we can continue to head on up, and get over this area, I'd say that the asx200 is definitely looking very bullish. But it all comes down to what the S&P 500 does in the following days. Now, as we've discussed before, we've been coming up now very strongly for some time. If the 1470 area on the S&P 500 breaks, well, we need to then be very careful and cautious that we're not looking at a very large bearish pattern in that market. Because when the S&P 500 breaks down, we could expect then that the asx200 will also follow suit. So for now, guys, this blue area on the asx200 should act as resistance for the asx200. And that area is around the 4,581 area. And then we can see that this line is ascending, so we should see that ascending resistance. If we get over this line, guys, I would say then, looking at the big picture, we would then go up to test around the 4,900 area on the asx200. So it is very possible that the asx200 may want to head up to this area if we get that breakout on the S&P 500. But if we get the breakdown, well, we could expect then that we may see a fairly big correction on the way. So guys, that pretty much wraps up today's market update. I'll be back on Saturday for the weekly review, and hopefully by Saturday we'll know exactly what's going on, whether we're going to get that break to the upside in the S&P or whether we're going to have a breakdown in the S&P. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll be back on Saturday and see you guys then.